I need to make money fast, so what should I do? That is exactly what I am going to show you in this video. Now if it's the first time we meet, my name is Fred and I'm an entrepreneur from a lower middle class background. I went from having only $400 to my name over 4 years ago to making over $1,000 in a single day at only 21 years old, selling services and digital products. I went from being socially anxious to the point I couldn't even go for a walk to spreading my message with the world and generating over 36.7 million views on social media in the span of 6 months and starting with no audience. Now a few years ago, because I was dirt broke, I was desperate for cash. I wanted to make money right now. So the problem was I was constantly jumping from one opportunity to the next. In the span of a few short years, I went from selling candies in the neighborhood to doing dropshipping and then later on to selling services and digital products. Except that to get to the point where I made $1,094 in a single day at 21 and generated over 35 million views in less than 6 months, that actually took me over a decade. And to see success in whatever it is that you do, you need to do the right thing, but to also do it long enough to actually see results. Back when I was still a broke high school student, the reason why I didn't succeed with Instagram team pages or with dropshipping, it wasn't because these business models don't work. Some people are making a killing with those as we speak. But my problem was I wasn't consistent and I wasn't putting in the amount of effort required to take these businesses off the ground. If you want to make cash quickly, I genuinely believe that the best thing that you can do is to sell services online. That's the business model that took me from being dirt broke to making multiple 4 figures per month, charging around $2,000 per month per customer. The truth is, when you're just starting out, it's difficult to sell coaching or even digital products because people don't trust you, people don't know you, at least not enough to take your advice. Now if you're a fitness coach or a seduction coach or any kind of coach with some kind of experience or background, that's a different story. The big advantage of selling services is that they're typically easier to sell than digital or even physical products because people are lazy. They want you to do all the work for them so they can just relax, sit back and not lift a finger. Now if you've tried to sell done for you or even done with your services before, you know that this isn't true because the customer can't just do nothing and then blame you when they don't get the outcome they expected. That's probably the hardest part of done for you work. Getting your customer to take responsibility for the things they messed up because they tend to think it's all on you, the service provider. You could be helping them to book more meetings, to get them more sales, but if prospects don't convert on sales calls because of their offer, then it's not your fault as a service provider because you were only responsible for booking them meetings. Now the biggest benefit of starting a service-based business as a beginner is that you essentially get to make mistakes for free. Around 2019-2020, back when I was still a broke high school student, my best friend and I decided to start a dropshipping business because at the time it was advertised as the best business model for beginners, even though now looking back, I completely disagree with that statement. We had to find a trendy, a winning product and build an entire Shopify store around it and then launch some Facebook ads. Now the way we'd go about finding this winning product was by spying on the competition's top performing ads, because chances are if they were spending a lot of money on ads, then it meant they were making lots of money. The issue was both my friend and I were broke at the time. He was working an entry-level part-time job and I had no income because I was still a high school student. So even though we got our first online sale after only 30 minutes of launching our first ad campaign for our first Shopify store, I had a feeling this was kind of too good to be true. Like I knew we were not going to become multi-millionaires overnight. That'd be too easy. So to keep things short, Facebook ads quickly ate up all of our ad budget. We made $50 but spent $50 on Facebook ads alone. That didn't even account for all of the other costs we had, such as Shopify or even the product itself, the shipping. So we had to stop doing dropshipping using Facebook ads because we couldn't afford to keep losing hundreds of dollars per day. Now to sell services, all you need to get started is a Wi-Fi or at least a steady internet connection and a laptop. That's literally it. Now I typically recommend to buy a domain name and to set up a professional email address using your own domain, but that shouldn't cost you more than $50 per year. So the costs of running a service-based online business are so small that even if you didn't sign a single customer for an entire year, you would lose at best $50. Now you may wonder, that seems like a great business model, but what if I don't have any skills or any experience? What am I supposed to do? There are 2 different paths that you can follow. You can either learn a skill or you can leverage contractors to deliver the services for you. So you can deliver video editing services even if you don't know how to do it yourself. You can deliver web design services even if you don't know how to do it yourself, because your customer doesn't care who gets the work done as long as it's done. And by leveraging a contractor, you help them find some work, which a lot of contractors struggle to find work. They're very good at what they do, web design, video editing or other things, but they struggle with the sales part. Think about an artist who's very good at what they do, but they don't know how to get the attention of the crowd, and you are a master at it. So by working together, you create a win-win scenario. And that's literally what every CEO in the world does. They hire people to do things they don't know how to do, or to do these same things better. Now, if you want to hear my full story, how I went from only having $400 to my name over 4 years ago to generating over $1,000 in a single day at only 21 years old, I've recorded a free video that explains everything. And in that video, you will learn the step-by-step process I used to make this happen, so you can copy me. And on top of that, you will discover the 2 best paths to $5,000 and $10,000 per month in 2024 and beyond. The link will be in the description below. Now, a few years ago, when the concept of self-improvement started to become more popular on social media, entrepreneurs started to come up with their morning routines as well. The idea was simple: to boost your productivity by starting your day with a simple routine. It could be going for a run, taking a cold shower, or even doing some visualization, or all of these things. The problem is, so many people became so fixated on having their morning routine, on following it to the T, that now, unless they wake up at the right time, get their cold shower, have their light therapy and their sauna or their meditation, then they can't possibly do the work because their entire flow has been disrupted. So something that was supposed to help them actually limits them. To be completely honest with you, I don't really have a morning routine per se. I don't wake up, get a cold shower, and then visualize and only then get to work. I just wake up at 5 AM, I make myself a cup of tea, and I get straight to work. I crush an hour to 2 hours of deep work before heading off to the gym. And that's when I do my most focused work. Everyone is asleep, so I have no distractions. So not having a proper morning routine did not prevent me to generate upwards of $1,000 a day at only 21 years old. If anything, a few years ago, back when I was obsessed with morning routines, I didn't have any success because I was prioritizing the morning routine itself over doing the boring work. But one thing I've learned recently is that the things that you want, they're on the other side of the boring work that you don't feel like doing. And a big benefit I've found to waking up early and just getting straight to work instead of visualizing, taking a cold shower, or doing all of these other things is that you essentially give your brain no time to come up with a bunch of excuses. Now, something I did when I was dirt broke, and that I suggest you start doing as well, is to sell stuff that you don't use or don't need to reinvest in your education or in your business. The only moment I think people should save money is to invest in their education or in tools for their business, like softwares, like equipment. Back when I got started in business a few years ago, I saved up all my money, didn't spend it on anything non-business related. I was only making purchases that could help my business grow. Now, long term, saving money is a terrible strategy if you want to become wealthy, because over the years, your money is losing value because of inflation. So whereas the middle class saves money, wealthy people invest money. They have their money work for them, and they do this by acquiring assets. This could be bonds, this could be stocks, this could be real estate properties, even certain types of businesses. But that's something that the middle class isn't taught. I wasn't taught these things as a kid. I had to learn what the wealthy does in order to become wealthy myself. That kind of stuff is not taught to you in school for a reason. Now look, I get it. You've made a few $1,000s with your business and you feel overjoyed. When I had my first online sale, it felt surreal. It was only $50, so nothing really. But it showed me making money online was actually possible. And not just possible, but possible for me. And when I had my first $1,000 day at only 21, that felt insane too. I was rewarded for my hard work. Now I know that when you grew up broke, the first thing that you want to do with your money is to go and spend it on nice shit. You want to go and rent your dream car for a day, or go to Spain with your friends, go to the club and pay for the most expensive bottle. But let me tell you one thing, if you can delay the moment you spend your money on nice shit and instead you reinvest into your business, into your education, believe me when I say, soon enough, you'll be able to buy anything you want without having to take the price tag into consideration. You can get to $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month with your business and immediately upgrade your lifestyle. Or you can be even smarter and reinvest 90% to 100% of what you make and scale your business to $30,000 a month. The choice is yours. Now, what if you're really struggling to get your first couple customers? Something that you can do is to offer to work for free in exchange of a testimonial and a referral. This will allow you not only to gain experience in the field, but also to later on reach out to new leads and show them testimonials, show them a case study. And no matter what you sell, it's always great to be able to show the results of past work or even to be referred by someone that the lead knows. I don't necessarily recommend that you start out offering to work for free, because if you have a good offer, chances are some people will be willing to pay you. But if it's been, let's say, 4 or 5 months and you still haven't signed a single customer, then it might be a good idea to try this approach and see what comes out of it. Now, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower individuals across the globe to become financially free.